Welcome back. This is a continuation of our previous session. As you had seen in the last session, I had worked on the facial structure in the skin tone of Santhana Lakshmi. There are a few things that I noted. I have taken a break and then I am recording on the same day. So the few things I noted that I wanted to correct and then move on to the baby girl's image was first the eye. I still feel that the eye needs to be adjusted a tiny bit. The size of her eye is actually smaller than what we see here in this particular section. I feel that this is slightly smaller, and this one can be one tad bit bigger, so the ratio kind of adjusts itself. That's what I was trying to think of, and I didn't want to correct it without you guys. So let's do that right away. I have my micro brush, and the color that I mixed was the almost grayish black color that I had, and I want to go over this section ever so lightly and trace it back, bring this size slightly down, one notch down, done. So without doing too much, I think this one works. And to bring this slightly bigger, I want to play around with this eye color underneath. Working on the contour of the eye here, making it one tad bit bigger here. I guess that was it that I had wanted to do. Yes. I just want to adjust the color a little bit more to just even out, and take the sharp ivory black to that layer. I think she looks much better now in terms of the eye size. Yeah, that was one of the key corrections, but then following that correction there has to be a bit of ensuing corrections to the eye shade in the skin tone here. So I'm just bringing this down a bit like this. Okay, that one was good. The other one was where the under eye adjustment I did, so I just want to capture this ever so lightly and bring this also. I have used a lighter color just for me to see where things are and blend it appropriately. So I'm just going to blend this over very lightly here. Nice. That takes care of the important eye adjustment. wiping off the brush because I just need this micro brush only to do all this. So that was the important eye adjustment that I wanted to do, taken care of. That, it's a minute thing, but it shifts things, shift focus here. And I want a bit of, I'm going to use a zero brush to take slightly more of the skin color to shade up here. And also lighten up. This is too light a white here, and I wanted it to be slightly toned down here. So one notch down, that's taken care of. Other thing, the crimson, I think I did overplay. I agree. That is a mistake on my part, and I need to fix that. The nostril area looks kind of okay now, but I want to lighten up a bit on this section too. Give that a nice effect. So I managed that. I think she looks a lot better than what I wanted to see. So it's all minor corrections sometimes, but then you just keep going for it as long as you can. So there is no end to this. You will have to be convinced first. You must be happy with what you have done. That is important. I think so. That's exactly where I was also, thinking while I was ending the last session, that I felt okay. I also took feedback. So by the way, sometimes it's really difficult because you're sitting at the core here and working on the images and trying to do your best, and sometimes you get bogged down by your own ideas, so you're failing to see what is really coming up here. So it's okay to it's very important that you take some feedback also if you think it isn't working right and you're not able to figure out. I knew that there's something wrong with that eye structure, but I couldn't really place my hands, and I wanted to have another opinion. I took this I took a picture and then I shared it with my editing team member, Srividya, and she advised me on the same things that I noted, and I wasn't sure, so she advised me on that. So thanks to her. So it's always good to have such feedback done. See, the moment you have shifted that, her look changes and the whole thing, so its storyline changes. I'm adding burnt umber a little bit in the neck area, so to give that enhancement, there. If you look at the way I'm moving the brush, I'm doing a downward curve sort of, just to give that neck effect. Here with the shade, so that's done, and her smile is good. She also felt that the smile needs a tiny tweaking adjustment. I'm now going with a bit of burnt umber to do the contours of that cheek. I already have a bit of crimson there, so it's going to play along with it. I don't want to remove the crimson, I want it, but I just want that shade to be blend it in a little bit, so I'm going to use burnt umber, which I just did now. So the colors are coming out well. Cool. And then she also gave another feedback that it looked a little too white there and near the lip area. So I'm just going to take a bit of the skin color, to just play around that to bring it one notch down. That's what I did around the cheek as well. Bringing it one notch down, and so little. I guess we managed fine with all the adjustments now. There is one more thing, but not necessarily, a correction there. It is just that, I keep a bindi in my forehead. That's very, very traditional for Lakshmis also, all goddesses and all women that follow, there's so many meanings to it. I don't want to, give a bigger one like the one that I'm wearing and distract, so I just want to keep a crimson dot right in the middle of her forehead here. That's it, and stop with it. So I guess that will be the nice stop. One thing that I haven't done at all from the correction point of view is that that's not even a correction. We have a miss here. Her eyelashes are missing, so let's do that. So very, very tiny eyelashes, and I'm choosing that the grayish brown that we blended to give a slight accentuation here and there to give an effect of eyelashes. So not too much. A tiny bit, and really very, very minute eyelashes for the under eye. You just don't want it to be visible. That is enough, I guess, not too much. So I guess she's ready now. Let's move on to the baby girl. For the baby girl, I promise you I'll not do the crimson mistake here, but let's see. There's another challenge that I noticed. It's not a challenge though, but I felt that the size of the baby girl the face is slightly big. We adjusted it. I did. Somehow she is dominating always. I don't complain. I'm happy with that, but still we need to adjust it a little bit, the shape of the cheek and such. I think we can do that while we work on the images. The skin color, let's work on that. Can we use this skin color, this one, to blend and create a new range for her? Maybe yes. Let's see. I'm gonna take the flat brush number 1 and the yellow ochre and yellow mixture. I have quite a bit of that in my palette. It's just yellow ochre and yellow. I'm going to add that to this color to get a slightly darker tonality. It isn't there yet, so I'm going to take burnt umber. I want to look at the darkest of the tonalities that can come up from this and have it ready, and then the lighter tonality here we can blend that in. Okay, so this is the darker tonality I have, and this is got mm, almost close, but not too close yet to the darker skin tone. Nearly there, yes, nearly there. And this can be used in the lighter complexion that we mixed for her, for Santhana Lakshmi. Easily to create the other version that we wanted. Yes, that's good. I think it is, in fact, exact. The lighter tonality seems exact. Yeah. So that's one. And let's start the game. So I'm going to fill in the lighter tonality. I think it goes in many of the sections in her face. And then I'll remember to downsize the face a little bit, which means the contours of her eye we should downsize a little bit, tiny bit here. Need to keep that in mind. And then the cheek, we need to bring that in together. I'm filling in all the sections nicely with a lighter tonality. The jaw. Yeah, and for the darker tonality that is going in the contour sides and such, and just filling them in. We'll work on it now. Yeah, cool. So let's move on to working on the eye first. The eye color, the gray shot that we used for Santhana Lakshmi, we could take that and do the inner eye notches here. Now I'll go for the ivory black to do the contours. There is something I want to adjust with the location of the eye here, so I'm just going to do a little bit of wiping off this micro brush and taking titanium white a little bit to go over this space and do a mild correction here. Yes, that is enough. Yes. Then going back to the ivory black, doing the contours of the iris, pupil, and ultimately the eye. taking a tiny bit of titanium white. I want it to turn gray a little bit in the iris pupil area. Building in that glow. Oh, that's a ever so curious eye, yeah? And then you can do the pupil. Actually, that's what I said. It's not a pupil really. What you see is the shadow of the person, whoever is taking the picture, in her eye. Adding a little more white because it isn't sitting well. Yeah. And then drawing the center of the eye. Yes, I think I have managed that. You don't want the white to be totally white if you see the thing clearly. You want it to be slightly lighter inside the eye, but not too much whitey. Just be careful with that. So that takes care of the eye adjustment, minor adjustment, bringing it slightly closer. Then it is easier for us to focus on the rest of the image. I'm taking the darker tone in the skin tone in a zero brush to go over this contour where there is a possibility of a shade here, and then a shade in the forehead, coming down to the eye and the cheek, and then gradually going down here. Where else? Right beside the nostrils, the forehead here, the cheek. So okay, let's do her contours to this corner. I will use a lighter shade, titanium white contour here. Bringing down that cheek. And then here you continue to make the curve for the chin with a lighter contour. Then move on to a slightly darker burnt umber contour here. Blend that in ever so lightly so it doesn't really show up as a strong contour. because we have adjusted the head. Can we just adjust the hair positioning? Yes. Then it brings the face down one notch. When we draw the jewelry, we can adjust a little further as well. Now the adjustment for the ear, which means I'm going to take, because there is some spacing, isn't it? So I'm just taking the skin color to this line. This is fine, and this shape is fine, but the size can be reduced a bit, which means I need primary yellow to negate the space here, because that's a part of her clothing here. I've negated the space here. With some primary yellow. So that takes the space away, meaning we draw the contour of the ear now, ever so lightly. Okay. Yes. She begins to look better. And the same thing has to happen on the other side as well, because the ear size will have to be managed now. Which means I'm taking a little more of yellow, whatever it is, the lighter tonality, to just knock off some space from here. There we go. We work on the ears color. Contour of the ear, the shades of the ear. For the sake of making it look slightly better, I'm going to work on the tiara a bit and bring it to the front. So making the tiara look slightly bigger. We will work on the details anyways in the next session when we do jewelry. It's just, to help us understand that we have, done some kind of adjustment here. Yeah. That brings the shape of the tiara to the front. And when we do the yellow, okay, we could do that right away also, to knock off a little away from, the size of her, overall size of her head here. Which means, yes, lucky I have a little bit of the skin tone left over of Santhana Lakshmi, so I'm going to do the game here, adjusting, pulling that, and it is wet. So, see, that's why I said let's try to do this in one go, because you never know what kind of adjustments you might have to make, and it is good that we have the colors available to do that. Going crimson. Adjustments to her skin now, and I'm adding a bit more of white here too. Height things. So look at the size adjustments that we have made now. So that's going to be a part of her skirt. I'm just adding a color here just to be able to see, the correction. So the overall face correction seems to have been done for the baby girl. Let's continue blending a little bit and then we'll work on her eyebrow. So I'm blending the colors ever so lightly with the same brush number 0 or 000, whatever that is. I think it says 0, but it looks like a 000 for me. Sometimes with brands you have, these sizes really can be confusing. So whatever I say, it's not necessary that you must take the same brush to work with it. You could, if you find a brush that is fitting and you are able to work with that brush, that is really good enough for you to proceed. So blending in that shade. Okay, cool. Can we bring the cheek down one notch here? Looks like yes. Blending that in. Okay, there's another thing that I wanted to do in today's session. Of course, we have to work on the lips and eyebrows and such, but I just want to give the baby girl another colored dress, maybe, to because enhance the effect, or even go totally white with that. So I'm thinking of taking some white to first at least see how things are without going into any other shading right now. So I'm adding problem is I don't have a pure white with me, or I do have that. Okay, let me take this. So I'm gonna go for that because I'm not able to see through the changes clearly without a costume color change. And also I wanted the puff to be slightly bigger here, so it's not the pattern that is available in the picture, but we have chosen to use something else. I'm using the white, titanium white without oils or anything, raw, to just build in on this. This is why I wanted it, because I can see the mistakes now better. There is one I wanted to adjust. Another thing is, yeah, the neck, it should be visible, isn't it? So there is this dress, but it has to stop somewhere, and here we need to see a little bit of her skin color again for the neck. This is what I wanted to see first. Sometimes, the white color helps. So I'll just take a earbud and remove this. This is exactly where I want the skin color to come. So I'm sure now I'm going to take a little bit of the darker skin tone and throw in a little bit here. Okay, not too much, but a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of burnt umber around that line to accentuate the chin and the cheek. Yes, now it's much better. I'm taking a light pink just to be adjusting this angle. I don't want it to go really puffy, so that is fine. So this is adjusted. That will be a part of the flower then. This is what I wanted to see as a correction before I continued into the details. Fair enough. Let's work on her skin tone again. There's a lot of the same things that I said, what do you call small little disturbance, meaning additional dry paint sitting right across the forehead. That is again disturbing. I'm using the wooden piece that we used in the back of the canvas to just remove that off. This happens when you've been working really closely into a painting that you accidentally miss out and accidentally have added some excess paint somewhere. Yeah? Cool. Corrected, I hope. So ready for the blending one more time, nicely, nice and easy. Yes. So let's work on her eyebrows now. Burnt umber mixed with ivory black is a good place to start. But remember, even for the girls' eyebrow, we use dots to kind of suggestively, create the eyebrow. I think we can also do this darker shade here, tiny darker shade here to accentuate a little bit, but not too much with this Yeah, so we've done that. Okay, we are going to do the same thing for the baby girl also. Okay, so I'm just giving very, very thin strokes of hair to suggest the eyebrows. Just noting down the place where it is slightly thicker and then letting the rest fall into place. So it's all minor strokes. Yes. Now I want to give a slight bit of shade to show the eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to take ivory black to work on her eye contours one more time. Give them the shine, and then also do their eyelashes. She's got beautiful eyelashes. They are really tiny, but they do, show up nicely. Let's do that. Tiny, tiny, tiny strokes. Can we use this for her nostril shading? Yeah. Now let's wipe off this darker shade. Work on a little bit of the skin color that is slightly darker to bring it underneath the eye here. Now let's work on the nostrils. Taking the lighter shadow. Adding a slight shine to the nostril tip of the nose. The light catching underneath her nostril a little bit. But now we are ready to focus on her lip color. What do we do with her lip color? We will add a tiny bit of crimson to the lighter skin color and see where we go with it. That is exactly the same. you can really decide on the lighter, darker tonalities. I'm just taking a slightly darker tonality first to do the contours, and then we will work on the detailing. The burnt umber logic works here for the shape of the lip goes up, here. Now we make her smile a little more. The angle is slightly going up. I'm using the skin color to just mark ever so lightly the contour here. The darker skin color goes. Yes. Okay, oops. So I'm taking burnt umber to just give a contour of the chin. One more go. The burnt umber shade also kicks in the right under the lip. A little bit. And then I'm wiping off and I'm taking the crimson to do the upper lips line adjustment, because I think I also overplayed that stroke a bit last time. Just bringing it down one notch, taking lighter skin tone to balance that a little here in the lip. So now the angle is right, I guess. Adjusting this skin tonality a bit. Right, and now the color, the skin color, I'm going to take the darker skin color and throw that in along the upper lip, crimson shading, so it comes down to a skin tone that is viable. Now you add a very light skin tone to the underlip here, so there is a good shading. Let's do the tongue. So I want to use the lighter skin tone. And then the crimson. Lighten up the tongue, I'm going to take a little more of white also to bring it down a bit. And now we need the help of burnt umber to do the contour separating the tongue from the upper lip. And then ivory black carefully used in that spacing. Good. Just want to bring the size of the cheek down a little bit if I can. So I'm trying my best here. It has to be chubby but not too much. So I'm trying my best to see, look at the possibilities of giving a nice balance here. I guess This is intense, but I'm also liking it. Okay. Cool. Let's leave it here. The shades and see if there is anything else that we need to do for the nostrils. They look fine. The nose looks fine. The shading is blending well here. We just need to give them the blush. I'm adding a very light pink shade instead of directly white or something to give a blush in her cheek area. Now this crimson actually added here so it doesn't look bad. Okay, so need another brush, which is all right. Let's do a little bit of lighter stroke highlighting here on the chin. Cheek has got it all. I guess I cannot add more. It's just right. Again, I'm having to remove some excess paint. This keeps coming somewhere from the previous sessions now. Also exactly in the temple. Down, I guess. Guess we can conclude today's session with this. Adding a little more blush. That's exactly what I'm doing. And then, what is the time? How are we doing? Yes, it was. We have come to the close of completion. We're just going to do one more thing. On the lip line, we want to add a little bit of white to give the lighter enhancement here. on the lip. There is her small little teeth you want to show. There's no teeth on the upper side, so we can do nothing about it. We'll have to wait for her to grow. So I'm just doing the contours of the upper lip, right, because it is missing angle. Yes, all good. This is a little pinky. I want the skin color to come up on the upper lip. I've done that now. Then for the crimson dot that the center of the head that is getting, just give her a little dot here. Yes, I guess that is it for today's session. The next session will be on yes, so it has been an intense 2 hours for the skin tone, but we did quite a bit of details, and you did see that I was also struggling to get the colors right and such, so and also adjusting a bit more on the eye of the girl child there. So there was a lot, I think, for you to take away also from this exercise, and I hope you have found it interesting. This this layer 5 will be intense in that manner, but this is also, like I said, our concluding session, so you want to give it your best as much as possible, and see where you can take this learning along. Yeah, so that's the whole point of this exercise. So we will meet in the next session where the focus will be on the jewelry, and then once we are done with the jewelry, we'll move on to the other elements in her hand and also the lotus flower to finalize this painting. Let us meet up in the next session for more fun on this detailing and nuances and such. Until such time, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated, stay curious. We are just around the corner of the finish line of Santhana Lakshmi painting together with the girl child. See you. Bye-bye.